Apple is hosting their annual WWDC event soon, and in this event, they'll be announcing their upcoming software for their products. This includes iOS, macOS, watchOS, iPadOS, and more. In this video, I will be focusing on what I'd like to see in the next iOS version, iOS 27. Some of these items are realistic, while others are more on the wishful thinking side. Let's get started. So the first thing I'd like to see is video playback in Apple CarPlay. There are many times that I will just be sitting somewhere in like a parking lot because I've gotten somewhere early and I need to kill some time and I'd like to watch like YouTube, for example. It is very annoying to have to prop my phone up on the steering wheel and use my phone screen to watch YouTube. It would be really handy in order to be able to just use my CarPlay screen that I already have to just watch YouTube or Netflix or Hulu or whatever I feel like watching at the time. I do understand this could be a potential security risk. Apple might not want people just having a YouTube video playing while they're driving down the highway at 70 miles an hour and then crashing into someone because they're not paying attention and then trying to blame Apple for it. To address this concern, they could simply restrict video playback to when the car is in park. That way you can't watch any videos on the CarPlay screen while the car is in movement, and that could alleviate some concerns that might come up with allowing video playback on CarPlay. Another thing I'd like to see in iOS 27 is Apple Car Key support for any vehicle. The idea I had here was you could take your car key and put it up against your phone, the top of your phone, and then some sort of like setup screen would pop up on your phone. It could again prompt you to click different buttons on your keys to register different actions. When you do that, it saves the signal that is sent from your key into your phone, and then you can use your phone then to unlock your car, lock it, remote start, whatever features your normal key fob would have. I think it would be super cool. However, I do understand there are quite a bit of security concerns possibly with that. I don't have any solutions to those security concerns, unfortunately, and that's probably one of the reasons that this isn't a thing, because it would be very difficult to like properly implement that. It would be really cool to see. Another really cool idea I had is third-party support with iMessage. I thought of multiple ways they could implement this. One way is by creating a messages app for Android. They could upload to the Google Play Store and people could download it whenever they like and use iMessage on their Android devices. However, since it wouldn't be on an Apple device, and then Apple wouldn't get that initial device fee, like they wouldn't get the money from the actual device purchase, they would probably have to or want to charge for this. I could totally see people paying $5 or $10 for iMessage on Android. I do understand a lot of people wouldn't want to do that, a lot of people wouldn't need to do that, but I could totally see a decent size-ish market for that. It would basically kill the whole blue bubble versus green bubble thing overnight. Another way they could do it is through some sort of developer API. Now, in my opinion, this feels way less likely to actually happen, but they can make it to where developers could use have an iMessage API and just hook into iMessage through their own apps, and then Apple doesn't have to make an app for it. The reason I see that being less likely than Apple making an app themselves is that Apple has way less control on how iMessage would look on those third-party apps if they did that, and Apple would definitely want to have control over that in one way, shape, or form if they were going to do that. However, I just really don't see this happening simply because it would give people way easier of a reason to leave the Apple ecosystem if they could just download iMessage on any device. I have a few more ideas I'd like to mention, but I'm gonna kind of go quicker with them. First is AirDrop support on non-Apple devices. Other companies, like I think Samsung, Google, have already done this where they've built in AirDrop support into their Quick Share. They've already done this, and so if Apple just worked with them and made it official, they could make something that could actually just be game-changing, a revolutionary way of sharing between all devices instead of just being limited to Apple devices. Another thing I like to see is screen recording with your camera. So the idea here is that you're able to screen record what's on your screen and then also have your camera active, so like your face is like shown on the screen. You can like react to things on the screen. They could also build an emoji into this, so you could use your emoji on the screen instead of your face. But it'd be really cool to be able to it'd be really helpful for like playing Pokemon Go, for example. People want to record themselves playing Pokemon Go, but they don't want to screen share because then they can't get their reactions on camera as well. And that could work really well for the people that want to do that, or similar things to that. Last thing I'd like to mention is alternate app stores and side loading worldwide. There's already some countries that have support for alternate app stores simply because of laws that those countries have implemented, it required Apple to allow support for it, but unfortunately that is not worldwide. In my opinion, everybody should be able to download whatever apps they want from wherever they want without having to switch the entire device that they're using. Because it's our phones, we should be able to do whatever we want with them. These are just a few things that I'd like to see in iOS 27. If you'd like to see more content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications so you know when I upload another video. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye!